Hello, I'm Ray Rickman, Executive Director of Stages of Freedom. I was thinking this morning I'm in the best time of my life. We have about 12 or 14 projects going on, and lately I've become one of the slightly older members of the African American community, and people call on me like never before. They are really great people like Fred Williamson and Michael Van Leesten that are no longer with us. And so I'm called on a little bit more often. And it's really fascinating. This morning I had breakfast with 18 people to talk, to share my views. They listen, watch me on GoLocal, and I was invited to this little event, and I went. And I talked about Syria, and I talked about impeachment, and I just had a fabulous time, instead of talking 3 minutes, talking 35 minutes about national issues. Syria. I told them it was the dumbest footprint we've ever set our foot in. There are 5 combatants that are official, and then fractions and sections, and there are probably about 8 or 9 warring groups there. And there's almost no place for us to stand in the nation, less known fight. And it is the first time that I've ever had any agreement with Donald Trump. Don't tell anybody. But even when I agree with him, I find him to be an idiot. You don't withdraw from any place without proper timing and notice, at least to your allies, if maybe even to your enemies. I'm going, quit shooting at me. And of course, he does the exact opposite. Leaves on a dime, not 24 hours notice. He just tweets it. The dumbest, ineffective way, and of course, the Russians increase their influence, and everyone else moves in, especially, of course, the Turks. And we, American soldiers, could have really been harmed in this process. He has to send the Vice President and Secretary of State to get a truce. I predict the truce will last 7 or 8 days, will give us, if we hurry, a chance to get 1,000 American troops out. This is disgraceful behavior on his part, brought about because the president of Turkey, who wanted to invade Syria in the space that we're in, asked him, "You can't dream this up." It's probably an impeachable offense, except we've got so many things to impeach the man for. Conducting foreign policy badly is not ever going to rise to the level. America needs to get out of these endless wars and take care of our rivers and our schools and our pothole streets. Act like Scandinavian countries who spend, we'll never do this, we spend 51% of our national wealth on war and armaments. Sweden spends 2%. I'd like to see if we could get down to 40. Do you know how many billions of dollars that would leave us for national wellness and health and clean rivers and pay for our parks if we did that? 2 fewer B-2 bombers, and we could fix the school systems of 25 states, including, of course, Rhode Island. This is going to be an interesting impeachment week. I hope you'll keep an eye on it. I hope you will see that we've come to the point where there really should be no question about impeachment in the House. Now, impeachment's a 2-step process. The House indicts, basically. That's what impeachment in the House is. They would indict Donald Trump. And then the Senate would serve as a jury. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court would host a trial in the Senate. The chances of Donald Trump being ousted by the Senate, I think, are 2% out of 100. It ain't going to happen unless we have some new revelations, because the Republican senators aren't going to do it. We need 2/3. And I think we'll get 2. Republican senators to go along with probably every single Democrat, and that's it. Now, what will this do? In theory, anyone else would act better. I don't know if it'll make Donald Trump act better or not, but it will remind the American people that no president is above the law.